Well, hi Aries, welcome to Universal Guidance. It's time for your reading. Wow, I have shuffled these cards very well. I'm going to shuffle them a few more times. The overall energy of this reading will be in the middle of the first part of a two-part reading. So here we go. For Aries, please tell us, Universe, what can they expect in March? What can they expect in our Aries people? Okay. Well, the overall energy of this reading is right here. The Lovers. This is the card for Gemini. Gemini might be strong in your chart or strong in somebody else's chart around this reading. But the Lovers, this is a divine soulmate relationship. Probably someone that you were lovers with even in another life. This surrounds your whole reading, so I'm wondering if you know them yet or not. Okay, let's continue this reading, find out why the Lovers surrounds your whole reading. Up here in your highest energy is the Four of Cups. So this is like blocking a love offer. It's somebody's coming in to offer you an apology or a new start or just a date, anything. But you're not looking at it. You're not looking at that cup. You're holding out. It feels like you're holding out for one of these cups down here. This Four of Cups is right next to the Two of Swords, which is in your highest energy. It's right above the Lover's card. Gosh, it almost feels like, I'm not quite sure yet, but it feels like either this is a new person or an old person that is really a divine connection that you don't want in your life, or you're blocking them because the blindfold's on. Your heart is being protected with your arms crossed and your swords are up, so your guard is up. And it's like, been there, done that, don't want to do that again. Let's read on. It's right next to the World card, that Two of Swords. This is a new life cycle coming in. This is something you can't stop. You might be trying to, but this new life cycle is right here next to the Two of Swords. It feels like by trying to block this Lovers, there's a person here who is a divine soulmate. By rejecting their offer, there is a new cycle. It's really waiting for you to do something here. And one thing is put the swords down, take the blindfold off. Now I got to read on. This is a in-depth, kind of complicated reading. So under the Four of Cups is the Five of Pentacles. It feels like they left you out in the cold. It feels like they might have ghosted you. They might have abandoned you, and it's something you haven't forgiven yet. I think this is what you are hanging on to, is this feeling of being on your own. These figures are in front of a church. See the stained glass window? So all they really need to do is go into the church for comfort. Church doors are always open, at least they used to be, to let these people in. So I feel like they kind of did something to you. They left you, ghosted you, they did something. And this has put you in the state that you don't want to deal with them again. You don't want to accept them returning into your life. You do not want to move forward into this new life cycle. But actually, you can't stop it. This is the World card. It's going to happen with or without them. But I almost already feel like it's supposed to happen with them, because the Lovers card is right in the center of the reading. The Lovers, this is a divine soulmate connection. And I feel like if they return, they're actually offering you a cup of love that maybe it was the Page of Cups before, where they didn't have enough room for love. This cup does have room for love in it. So next to the Lovers card is the Three of Wands. This is under the World card. This is waiting for your ship to come in. There's 3 ships out there. 1, 2, 3. I don't know if you can see them, but that's what this figure is doing. They're standing there and they're waiting for their ship to come in. Now, what I see from this again is your ship involves your divine soulmate here and your new life cycle. When that ship comes in, it's going to include both these. So under the Five of Pentacles is the Four of Swords. Yeah, you've done a lot of healing. Like I said, you've been spending time alone. You've reached deep inside of you. You've done a lot of thinking, really deep thinking, praying, maybe meditating, just a lot of healing. This is and see the stained glass windows again? There they are. You're inside now with this card, but you are in a state of healing from this energy of the Five of Pentacles. Right next to that is the Seven of Swords, and under the Lover's card. They either snuck off. It's like they took their love and left with your love and left with it. They might have been lying or stealing or cheating or something. I don't see any other cards that point to that, but it was some sort of deceitful behavior. Kind of sneaky. It hurt you. It left you out in the cold. Now you really got your guard up, and they want to come back in. Let's read more about this if we can. I have the Queen of Swords right next to the Seven of Swords, right under the Three of Wands. This is possible air energy, Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius. Seeking the truth, speaking the truth. This is through conversation, male or female. I feel like they want to come in and talk to you. They want to make things right. They want to be honest and truthful about what went down, because you feel it was very, very sneaky, underhanded almost, whatever happened here. And you do not want them back in your life. Wow, I got to take out the second part of this. I get involved in these stories too, Aries. Let's see. What else for Aries universe? Come on. I hope it works out. See, I knew they broke your heart. I knew it. You were getting peanuts from the relationship. There's that Pisces. See, there's that Page of Cups I was talking about. Ooh. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Okay. Let's see, we have answers here. Okay. We have the Three of Swords. This is heartache, heartbreak, and look, more swords, Seven of Swords, got the Three of Swords. You know, there was something going on here. Whether you knew about it or not, there's another energy involved in this reading. I'm not sure what it was. But what happened is they were unable to contribute to this relationship the way they should. This is the Six of Pentacles. All they had was breadcrumbs for this relationship. No wonder it fell apart. Their scales. They threw your scales off balance. It's like this person's getting all the breadcrumbs. This person's still begging here. You know, it's just, it's a very imbalanced relationship that was going on. And it's something I think they want to explain to you here. This Six of Pentacles is right next to the Empress. This is your energy. This is the card for Libra. You might have Libra in your chart or someplace around this reading. But being in your highest energy, this is definitely you, your energy, and this is what you're well aware of. If you're a parent, you're an excellent parent. You're very, actually, you have a quality of forgiveness within you. You are kind and considerate and thoughtful and generous and loving, and I can go on and on. This is who you are, all right? And this is who you need to rebalance. You need to rebalance and get back into your power. I think what happened here is it knocked you off balance where you weren't your strong self as much as you were before. Now, you are regaining yourself. You are the Empress, male or female. Under the Three of Swords is the Page of Cups. This is, this is why your heart was broken. All they had to give you when they were here, before they ghosted you or left you alone for some reason, is the Page of Cups. There's a fish in that cup. There might be Pisces in this reading someplace, strong in somebody's chart. But that cup has no room for love. There's already a fish in it. So it's a very immature, almost like not a ready for love type energy here. They're offering a cup when they shouldn't have been, really. They weren't prepared for love, not really. So it's right next to the hangman. This is you being enlightened. You're being enlightened from the universe about what's going on here. Okay, they didn't have enough room for love, right next to the hangman. In their hearts, they just weren't capable of it at that time. They were feeding the relationship breadcrumbs. They were throwing your scales off balance. And that's right next to the Nine of Cups, which is under the Empress. So this is what you're doing now. You're taking all this love that you have within you. You have a lot of love being the Empress. And you just put it on the shelf behind you, and you're just kind of sitting in front of it, and you're like, I'll hand them out when I'm ready to hand them out. I'm not accepting this cup right now. They want to come back in, but no, I'm protecting love. You're protecting your heart here. It was broken. So under the Page of Cups, looky here. And this is where the Queen is really, this really stands out to me. This is that conversation. So I feel like this Page of Cups is right below the Page of Cups. They've grown up. They've matured. They've taken a look at themselves, and they discovered, wait a minute, I do have a big cup. I have a big cup of love here. Now, they're not one that's easy to hand out their love. Okay, they never have been, but so they hold that cup close to their bodies. But they're coming back in, and it's like they want to try again. They have already tried to come back in. You have already blocked them, but they are a divine soulmate, and it doesn't mean you have to be with them. Okay, this is your life. You can do whatever you want. But they are sincere when they come back. This King of Cups is water energy, Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer. It's right below the Pisces card. It might be strong in your chart, might be strong in their chart. Maybe. And with the air signs. We have the Ace of Cups. This is right next to the King of Cups and right below the Hangman. Look at all these cups right here. Cups, 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 cups. All over. This is a lot of love. You know, I really feel like when they come back, they're very sincere, that they're thinking they're realizing they really do have feelings for you, and that they might be willing to hand out real love, not just peanuts, not just breadcrumbs. So, you're being enlightened by the universe right now that this really is probably, if this sounds like you're reading, is a sincere love offer, and that they have grown. I don't think they'll do this again. I don't think they'll leave you like this, high and dry, whatever they did here. You know, it's like playing games and with no consideration for your feelings because they were immature, but they've grown. And this Ace of Cups here, all this love that they feel like they can hand to you, is the Seven of Cups. So the problem was they had confusion in love. There were so many choices out there. And this is part of their immatureness, okay, that caused all this to happen to you, is because there's so many cups. And I think what they discovered is they all have something else in them. And I think they're thinking now is, wait a minute, you actually showed them love. They can't get you off their mind. They had to go out and explore, is what they had to do. This really could be a young person. It can be an older person that is slow to mature, that's slow to realize what people are really like. And maybe they had to take some hard bumps in order to come back around to thinking about you and the way you treated them. And it feels like they compare you with anybody else they've ever dated. And you're like, I say you're like, no. Been there, done that. Well, let's think about that. That's what this tarot reading wants you to do, is kind of think about that, because what this tarot reading here is saying is they've matured. So you might want to have this honest conversation, you know, with them, and you know, ask about the past, ask about what happened here, ask about everything. And I think that is the key to this relationship possibly moving forward. Let's remember this whole reading is surrounded by the lovers. So I do feel like they're a divine soulmate, and I do feel like they're coming in sincerely here, and much more mature. Wow, Aries, this is your reading, and I thank you for watching Universal Guidance.